have an official media.
Hello and welcome to Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. It is round 5 of the 2026 Nike FC Cup, and it's Keilor Park Soccer Club taking on South Melbourne.
Yep. What do I say? All right, we're at the Nike FC Cup game, and it is South Melbourne versus Keilor Park. Looking forward to this game. It's going to be a good one.
That's what I'm saying, because that's why I'm so confused. You know that Jessica Au is a photographer, but also she's a journalist. Yeah, she is. That's creepy. She's unreal. I thought she decided to do that. So she's been in Victoria. Yeah. For 20 years, like 8 years. And you play with Devin, correct? Oh, sorry, you play with... Yeah, at Reader. Yeah. That's why I was like, just love the
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
what am I doing? Like, where is all my practice notes that I've practiced, that I have everything in order? Because, like, now at A, like, I don't even keep my notes like it's starting out. So everything is So, Sana from Carolina. Okay. Yeah. Oh, and no, pencil for us as well. And pencil for us to do that. They were both in the FE. Yeah. 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 I know him. Yeah. They both set the goal in the US. Yeah, you're right. We won't start talking, we won't start walking out anyway. I have to do one thing, and that's really important.
Ready. Ready as always. We'll read the lineups out on that.
I did you a favour. I got a couple of things. Thanks.
Hello and welcome to Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. It is round 5 of the 2026 Nike FC Cup, and we have Keilor Park FC taking on South Melbourne. It's going to be an interesting clash between these two sides. Not much recent history. In fact, only a game played back on the 2nd of May at this very venue that ended in a 0-0 draw. And the next game before that, you'll have to go all the way back to 2009. It's all to play for here. The newly promoted side in Keilor Park, their first season in the top flight of Victorian football, taking on the Giants, last year's Nike FC Cup winner. It's going to be a huge clash between these sides to see who will progress in the elite knockout competition in women's football in Victoria. My name is Georgie Rajic. I'm so pleased to have alongside me on the broadcast today Canberra United star Coco Masterovic. Coco, how are you feeling?
Really excited. Hopefully this is a great game. It's a crisp night in Melbourne, so let's do this.
Yeah, crisp it is. It's not too cold or chilly. The ground is a little bit wet. We did see across the weekend as well that the Goldmouth expecting some scrambles in there this evening. Let's have a look at how both teams will be lining up. For Keilor Park, it's Jacqueline Broadfoot in goals, and then Kennedy Layton, Amelia Ingles, Tasman Smith, Mia Power, Jessica Au, Grace Johnson, Georgia Henderson, Sarah Mitchell, Runa Commodore, and Grace Mitchell. Some key changes from the side that defeated the Bulleen Lions on the weekend. Of course, new signing Jessica Au in, as well as both Mitchell twins starting. Across for South Melbourne, it's Gio Candy, Isabella Warhead, Sophie Papasanis, Francesca Omano, Grace Taranto, new signing Ginny Alcio, Misha Whistling, Alana Cern, Tyler, TJ Blanich, Emily Roach, and Clancy Westaway. Plenty of goal scoring talents for both sides. We know the road to the Cup has been pretty smooth so far. Of course, Keilor Park dispatching Altona City 4-1 in round 4, and it was a huge 7-0 victory for South Melbourne over VPL side Melbourne Uni. Their top goal scorer of the night, Alexia Pantasopoulos, will be starting on the bench this evening. Coco, some pretty exciting football we're expecting. What are you expecting out of this game?
I actually don't think we know what to expect. I think it will be an interesting clash. There's a few changes with Keilor and South Melbourne. We know what they are like. They're third on the ladder outside of this competition, and they're going to want an early goal. They're going to want to capitalise on some early momentum, and Keilor will look to halt that as best as possible.
The central referee for today's game is Angelique Mangione. She'll be assisted by Liana Georgiev and Helena Panagiotis. Spoke about Keilor Park, some huge mid-season transfer news. Jessica Howe getting the nod here in for Abby Holmes, probably the biggest change in the lineup from the weekend. Jacqueline Broadford also getting the nod in goals, and Sarah Mitchell for the goal scorer, Caitlin Carrick. She was the difference in that game across the weekend. Mano, captain for South, lifted the trophy with them last season. Getting in some final words. We're underway here at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. Ball pumped immediately long. Candy. And the South Melbourne fans already in full voice. Great to hear. Bouncing ball off the head of Smith. Scramble in the middle. Henderson, another one of the players who came across in the mid-season transfer window from the Preston Lions. Captain of the club for a long period of time too. Keilor Park starting with great intensity. Push out for an early sideline throw. And Henderson pumping it out. Keilor Park looking to keep going. Huge opportunity here and just flashing wide from Runa Commodore. Well, she had a brilliant crack at it in this early part of the game on the weekend. Strong boot.
Wow, I was not expecting that early. Keilor are dominating. This is exciting.
Well, they seem to be a side renewed post-transfer window. Had that huge win on the weekend. We know in part giving South Melbourne a bit of a favour as they knock ball in from the top of the ladder. Here, South looking to respond with some early attempts themselves. Pushed away by Johnston. Made the move across from Glory.
You don't need to go there. Stay high in the pocket.
Cern to Wallhead. Taranto to a captain in Iamano. Looking to run down the line. Plenty of volume from the coaches' benches underneath us.
Straight away.
Emily Roach. Taranto to the feet of Iamano. Power looking down the line. The body of Al. Mitchell into the middle. And Taranto just in seat, ensure that that ball goes over the sideline. Cern plays it low along the ground. And South just desperately trying to keep encroaching. I'm very sure of their passes here. Westland. Lovely leading ball for Iamano. Sunrise out, but some patience and composure from South to get the game underway, Coco.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a ping-pong match early, but South Melbourne have settled in well and they're looking to dominate, use the midfield, and they're trying to find those wide pockets up nice and high.
And when you look at the players that they have in those positions, of which Iamano, Vlanich, really experienced players in this NPLW competition, and the Nike FC Cup as well.
Yeah, definitely. They've got some weapons out wide. TJ Vlanich looks like she's going to get the ball right now. There we go. She's an absolute stalwart and very good. I think she'll have a big role to play tonight, whipping in with her deadly left foot.
Vlanich right on cue. Lovely boot, headed away in the end by Keilor Park, but they're not out of danger just yet. Another delightful cross in, and it flicks wide just to Iamano.
Hey, man, she can't get across you.
We've seen both teams have attempted shots, both playing a little bit off target in the early parts of this match, but has started with great attacking intensity. South Melbourne coach Justin McCullough giving lots of praise for his captain early. We've got both coaches directly underneath us, having listened into what both of them are saying. Liam Drury as well. Plenty of encouraging his team to be competing here, especially in these contests.
G higher.
Mitchell will flick on. Commodore. Lovely little black flick. Gets to our back out.
Grace.
The frustration evident there from Mia Power. But a good build-up play also forming for Keilor Park. Toronto loses her footing here. Expecting the frost to start settling in as this night progresses too. Power with another long throw. Madura couldn't quite keep her feet.
Forward, Gigi, forward.
Roach looking up, looking long. Beautiful ball parallel down the line. Sio up for the run. Great little touch there as Ingles gives chase. And does well to avoid gifting a corner kick to South Melbourne. It'll be a deep throw for them.
Now we organise me and take one.
Great ball. That really released the run there of Sio. Ball dragging centrally. Mopping it up. Henderson letting it go under the feet to her central defender. Cern putting an end to the short little run we saw from Keilor Park. And Henderson, lovely boot. And a huge burst of speed from Grace Johnston. Now we saw her play 20 90-minute matches in the Ninja A-League last season. We know that she has the engine, especially in a game like this. Expect to see her running from the fullback position.
Yes, friend. Inside, nothing inside. Inside, Clancy, step on.
Beautiful touch by Westland. Again, the curving ball from Sio was the intended target was Emily Roach.
Good, that's fine. Clancy, go out there, go. Go, Clancy, go. Yeah, go. Yeah, good.
So we've seen a lot of traffic really right below where we're standing here at the commentary gantry, Coco. It's come to expect, you look at the link-up play and the players they have in terms of Iamana and Sio and stuff. It has been quite the frenetic start as Taranto shrugs off the Commodore. Iamana inviting the challenge in. Lovely low delivery. And it's a great last minute. She said back and forth. There's a scramble in the goal mouth, and it's a huge save there by Broadford.
Brilliant save. Love to see it. Great 1v1 early. She's come out nice and confident and made a massive save. Well done.
Just the one start in the Channel NPLW this season. Played last cup match as well. Coming up when it counts. Huge for the 26-year-old. So an early first corner kick of the game here in favour of South Melbourne. TJ Blanich in control, no surprise there. Left-footed in-swinger to be expected.
Get out, G!
Plays it short instead to Roach.
Look up!
Set play here from South. Again, now bubbles around and so much on it. From Taranto, sails well clear of the crossbar, but again, a lot of peppering of the goalmouth there from South Melbourne.
Yeah, South Melbourne have had 3 or 4 early chances now, and really they are due to capitalise shortly, if not one. The keeper made a great save, Broadfoot, well done. So let's see if Keilor can get some momentum back.
They really started the game strong with that really initial early shot from Commodore. Mitchell. So adjusting the pace here. It's funny, in the historical stats for the head-to-head makeup, it's actually Keilor Park that has the winning record, and you look at them games, but most of those games played in the early 2000s and the 1990s, going by the record books and the FE media guide.
There you go, Franny. You got it.
Ingles
Go, Gigi.
blocked effectively.
Go, time.
Here, lovely look up for Roach. Takes her wide. She takes a touch, takes her time, looks in. And Ingles in the air. Huge. Deflected away from goal.
Hey, we got to hit those passes.
Well, South Melbourne's the lion's share of possession as this game is progressing on.
Amir, come on.
Sarah had plenty of time, and it's a beautiful shot, just looping over the crossbar in the end. But my goodness, could it have been one of the goals of the Nike FC Cup if that just happened to dip a little bit earlier?
It was a great shot. South Melbourne really are just dominating now. Keilor hanging on by a thread. Let's see what they can do.
Papasanis. Still on the club, been here since a junior at South Melbourne. You're also South Melbourne junior. Do you ever play with some of the players on the pitch? Of course, you've had some experience in the Ninja A League as well, playing with quite a few of them too.
Yeah, I have. I've played with a few of the girls on the South Melbourne side, but actually there's been quite a high turnover because I played there some years ago. But South Melbourne's always South Melbourne. They've got the same makeup and the same values, so it's good to see them out there.
Relax. Jackie, take your time with it.
So you're brought down to ground, and South Melbourne head coach Justin McCullough very insistent that it was a foul to be called. Play continues on.
Good hands.
The ball from Roach, asking too much of her fellow player Iniamano.
Hey, well done. Hey, free play on the other side,
Up. Good. Good challenge, Sam. Play by play, yeah? Play by play. Keep it up.
Get ready.
Go on. Brittany, yes. Hey, time to fear. Come on.
Taranto keeps the ball moving quickly.
That's it, Mick. Cover. Relax.
Just bounces off the top of the foot of Roach. Well, what we've seen from South Melbourne a couple of times is how quickly they want to keep the ball moving, use that ball speed, try and break through the lines of defence. Commodore, it's the first foul called in this match too. It's a heavy touch there from Taranto.
South Melbourne are looking a little bit frustrated out there. You can definitely hear the players' voices and the coaches saying some words to try and get the players going and settle them down a bit.
Yes, Gigi, strong.
Right direction from Sarah, but just not enough power behind the header. Keilor Park quick to pounce. Johnson. Long boot. Calls into action Gio Candy. And pick it up to avoid ensuing press there from Jessica Au. Of course, Australian futsal representative. Gets a nod in the game today.
Yeah.
Smart little flick there from Iniamano. Playing with freedom a little bit further up the park than we've seen her for a lot of the past couple of seasons. Papatsanis. Klinic. One who's taken on Serbian international. So Papatsanis looking for the cross in. And the flag goes up for offside. Puts an end to the run there from Again, I'm sure we'll look at the halftime what these statistics are for shots from South Melbourne in this first 45 and even in the initial stages of this match.
Good.
Really building up. Sorry. Mitchell just seemingly taking a little bit longer to get up. He does so in the end. Assistant referee just coming to have just check on if she was okay.
Yeah, good. No line. Yes,
Like I said,
team.
started broadcast between these two sides. The last time they played here, back on the 2nd of May. No goals were scored that day. Equal share of the points. And of course, with Keilor Park being newly promoted side to the Victorian National NPLW, hasn't been too many meetings or opportunities. Westland.
Bella. Just space. Gigi. Forward. Gigi, forward. Run.
South Melbourne going to look to go back-to-back games where they score within multiple goals within a couple of minutes.
Sierra will be the target here, looking for the tall timber to get a header in.
Floating ball in, had to be headed away. Again, another.
Hey, it's go quiet!
This is just Keilor Park just trying to clear rather than build from the back. Head. The crowd letting their thoughts and opinions known. For Keilor Park doing everything they can to just stop the onslaught of shots at the moment.
Keilor need to look to somehow get the ball up the other end, press South Melbourne and not let them play through so easy if they sit back in the block. And speaking of that, the surface is very slippery tonight. Here we go.
Mitchell goes to ground. Slow to her feet. We spoke about that. How slippery is, again, the frost does set in quickly here at Keilor Park. Seen many a cup game here on a Wednesday, Thursday night through the years, especially in Calder. We're having their miraculous runs in the early stages of this competition. Papasanis was willing and urging to go forward, almost balking the ball, couldn't quite find any option. Forced to go back. There. Well taken. Kimadori. And two South Melbourne players sliding in. That's how much they've been up for the challenge every single time. Any sort of loose ball, any sort of opportunity. They swarm in numbers. And again, immediately looking to stretch their widths. Yamano sprinting toward the line. Under the foot of Smith. Yamano.
Forward, face forward. Misha, face forward. We don't go backwards.
The South Melbourne coach wanting his girls to dominate and go forward. I think he's a bit frustrated with how they're possessing the ball. We can hear it from here. And South Melbourne really need to look to dominate here. And Prossetti obviously wants a lot of goals tonight.
They've already scored 7 in their first appearance in the Cup this year. What can they do in their second? Henderson. Johnson almost stopping her run like she couldn't progress any further down the pitch. South Melbourne win it back once more. Well, beside that initial early shot that we saw, but off-target strike from Kimadori, there hasn't really been too many other opportunities here for Keilor Park in the past 20 or so minutes. Strong from Stern. helping back in defence. Papasanis now pushing forward.
Good, and we get our shape. Wait for it.
It's always like a positional switch between Papasanis and Vlanich on that far side flank.
Get in the ball. Get on the ball.
You often see, Vlanich and Iamano holding the fullback positions, both more than capable wingers as well. It speaks to the utility abilities of both those players. Lovely flick on. Vlanich looking left and right, asking who's in support. South not content with being forced into a corner. Commodore had to look over her shoulder, knew that Taranto was behind. Will help up.
You have to drop a little bit in possession. You can. Don't be behind.
Arguably, this is an opportunity for Keilor Park to really try and push the ball long and break free of the congestion in the middle of the park.
They're sitting in such a low block to try and counteract South Melbourne, so this is a good chance. Now they've got a few players high. Get that ball up and see if they can get a chance in the final third.
Instead, they opt for the composure. Playing it slow and consistent. Here comes the ball, the releasing one. Soon rises up in the air, and Papasanis flick on. Hugging that far touchline. And then ricocheting back and forth. Mitchell and Mitchell both being involved in that.
Yeah, higher, Grace.
Passage of play, and Gia Candy gets a probably important touch on the ball for the first time in a little while as the frost starts to set in here. Well, Warhead knew that Commodore was always lurking behind.
Yes, Clancy. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Hold.
And the planes start to land overhead here in Keilor Park. Half an hour played in this match as well. It has predominantly been one-way traffic. This past couple of minutes we've seen in the South Melbourne defensive half, the first in quite some time for Keilor Park now. What can they do as they look to go into the final third and we're brought to ground. Grace Johnson trying to encroach down the line with the throw in. A gifted opportunity. Great work from Leighton. And the speed that we've seen from Emily Roach this evening could have turned into something dangerous very quickly. Westaway again, the goal scorer in this match.
South Melbourne definitely looking more comfortable in attack as opposed to defence. They like playing quick through the middle. 1-2 touch. They're looking very good in the attacking half.
Sometimes it's interesting watching sides who are so comfortable being out of possession, who's still able to really control the ebbs and flows of a game, but South really want to be holding as much possession as possible here. Henderson again. 2 illegal tackles. Wins the ball back, takes away. Roach, slow to go back on her feet. And Power, just the little shimmy of the shoulders to cut the space in front to direct Umano's run away from the direction of the ball. Johnston wanting to take the ball on through the middle to Mitchell rather.
Keilor Park are just missing the finesse. They're almost there, but that final pass is just letting them down.
Do you think the slipperiness of the ground also playing a bit of effect in how long both teams are able to keep consecutive passes stringing along?
It does look to be playing a part in the game. There's been some quite loose tackles and losses of possession and the ball going everywhere, so I'd definitely say yes.
Yamano lays it up for Roach. Swinging the ball back to Vlanich. Cuts inside, back out. Westland. Vlanich now looking to play it to the ground. South Melbourne still win it back again through Vlanich. It's never over or done with here. Even in the cold winter nights here at Keilor Park, frustrations are evident and emotions still running.
Good, we can step on. Good, Marina. This way now.
Well, even frustrations evident from South Coast. Justin Nicola just, even with the playing back and forth between his centre backs, wanting to see something more. Some not quite content with just this 1 goal lead in this moment.
Good. Time.
Ingles. The lurking pressure from this press from South Melbourne. No pass ever truly felt safe. Mitchell to ground to Henderson out wide. Out of Mitchell. Kimadori smart to use the back of the foot to try and stagger the run. Henderson now definitely has a powerful boot. The play continues on. The ball will slow down enough for Power to get full control. And Henderson slow as she gets back to her feet. Mitchell again goes to ground. Grace Mitchell. Unable to keep her fit quite a few times and seeming to be a bit ginger with some of the running in parts of this first half. We did see her sister Sarah play, and then the only change on the weekend, surprisingly, only one substitution made across the 90 minutes for Keilor Park was Sarah for Grace in the 77th minute mark. So potentially, of course, 3 changes from that game to this game, but a lot of players potentially doing back-to-back 90s catch-up round weekend this weekend in the Channel NPLW. So they'll have some extended time off, but still can be a lot to ask for on some of these players, and considering the frosty conditions that we are starting to experience.
South Melbourne in defence are once again looking quite uncomfortable. Keilor have wrestled back a bit of momentum.
There's a little moment starting to build for Keilor. Vanish, however, on the ball. Lovely delivery.
Go, go!
Back underway here for the second half of the Nike FC Cup. It's round 5 between Keilor Park and South Melbourne. South Melbourne lead thanks to a 26-minute goal from Clancy Westaway in the first half. Some halftime subs for Keilor Park with Grace Johnson and Grace Mitchell coming off. We're seeing the introduction of Caitlin Tonnell and Annika Gallagher. It was a first. My name is Georgia Rajic. Alongside me on the broadcast today, Coco Masterovic. Coco, it was a pretty dominant first half from South Melbourne. Tell me what you saw across the first 45 minutes.
South Melbourne had a great start. They probably had 7 or 8 shots on goal, but they missed a few high and low. They got their one chance, which they're going to look to build on this half. And Keilor got her first shot off early, which I think is unexpected. They're dominating these first few minutes.
Well, we saw it in the first half too, where it's just they peppered it really quickly and then got a bit stuck. Does Keilor Park player at the moment? Waiting to see exactly who it is and asking for the medics to come on. Unfortunately, just due to the lining situation, difficult to fully grasp exactly who that is. Looks like Mitchell by my count. Kogo's getting the zoom in. Yeah. So it might be Sarah Mitchell, who's just on the ground at the moment on that flank. Gia Candy coming to have a bit of a conversation with the coaching staff. So we have an initial break in play here. Seems to be the wrist being held onto there by Grace Mitchell. Oh, sorry, by Sarah Mitchell. South win back possession through Westaway. There on the ball. Sharp little turn there from Westland. Romano going toe to toe with power. So we see the reintroduction of Sarah Mitchell back on the pitch. Good to see. It was a really early break in play in this game. Well, in the second half at least. Papatsanis on the ball. Trying to thread the needle. No avail. Roach. Ever present as a threat in this game for South Melbourne. Cern, strong in recovery. Flick up from Blainage, straight to the Annika Gallagher.
Forward, TJ.
Blainage, well weighted cross in. Iamano, the intended target, just caught behind power.
Blainage has gotten some good deliveries into the box so far this game, but she needs some assistance with some good targets in there. So South Melbourne need to look to get numbers into the box to get a finish.
Iamano, for all her strengths, probably doesn't have height as one of her advantages, especially when you're looking for a lofty cross in like what we've seen the delivery from Blainage in this match. There's some tall timbers afoot. We know in CO the first touch just maybe a little bit too heavy, pushed out. It's an early corner here for South Melbourne. Scored in the 28th minute from their number 26, Clancy Westaway. What can they do here in the early stages of the second half? Spoke about the frosty conditions here. Saw a lot of players slipping about. Blainage just adjusting their boots there. Blainage, another high delivery in. Huge run from Taranto. Skims past the heads. Couple of players, Wesley looking out wide. Now, straight in the mix here, Amano gets underneath, pushes the header away. And never too much to trouble Broadfoot, who's been quite strong in this match so far.
Broadfoot's been solid. She hasn't had too much to do. The big save early on, the 1v1 was great, and her distribution's been pretty good. She's been busy, and they'll need her a lot more tonight. Keilor are definitely going for the win. They've pushed up some more players. They're only leaving 3 in the back now, and their coach is demanding high intensity from them, pressing and winning the ball.
So for quite a long stanza in that first half, exactly what you said, Coco, they just couldn't, getting caught at times, couldn't really progress, and this time they're throwing those bodies forward, trying to create something. We got through round 5 back in 2024. They were VPL side back then. Handball for Papatsanis. American Kennedy Leighton. Shouting out instructions, a lovely long ball. Rachel allowed to come to her before she connects her foot to it. Yamano. South Melbourne, I think we're expecting to see a sub soon from them. They've called their subs back to the dugouts here. Papatsanis.
Hey, top. That's okay. That's well done. Well done. Pepper.
So tries to connect on this cyclical motion under the back of the foot to almost punch the ball back with her heel. Well, the instructions clear from South Melbourne head coach Justin Mikulev. Wake up. The instructions there. We've got plenty of goal scorers on the bench because we spoke about Danielle Mikulev. Also scored a brace in that last Nike FC Cup game as well as the hat-trick hero Alexia Pantsopoulos is having an excellent season in senior football. Another one of the former FC Academy players that came through. Recent transfer windows.
Keilor's intensity is really lifted here. You can hear the voices out loud, driven through their coach, through their players. They're really pressing here for a goal.
Steady up!
Pops, gotta go, Pops!
Steady, yes! Good!
Westland The whistle will blow and Georgia Henderson didn't connect with the ball. We'll see the first yellow card of the second of the game here. Everyone wanted to get the play underway.
Make a sub soon.
Yeah, just let me know. You don't want it now?
Yeah, Casey, go on. Get it, bounce it again. Drive in, drive in.
So Henderson goes in the book, first player in this match.
Yes, Papa! Our ball, my ball!
Don't let us go, don't let us go.
Well, Mitchell, credulous. A lack of call there. South look to strike now. Theo pings it back and Broadford in the right position again. Using the width.
Go, go,
Wow.
go! Yes, Papa!
Justin.
Papasanis wins it back.
Who's... Oh, we're not pressing it all. Sitting more in the block.
The advantage paid there
Go back. Have you seen
from the two. From Emily Roach going back over the
Goal
top.
kick am I pressing with you?
Mitchell.
Justin. Good case, good case, good case.
That's fun. And she's using all her experience
Stop
there.
turning it over. Every time. See now, like this, then forward runs into the space. You don't need to play.
Up, up.
Good Papa, suck it in.
So it seems like we'll be getting those substitutions really shortly for South. Pansopoulos, one of the players, taking off the bib there.
Goal kick, is it? Stop.
We'll have the substitutions now. So see the introduction of Danielle Mikulev and Alexia Pansopoulos for South Melbourne.
DJ, left back.
So Papasanis coming off and ready, and June Seo coming off too. So it'll be a little bit of a reshuffle here. So like for like substitute in terms of Pansopoulos and Seo, but the reshuffle we'll see with Papasanis coming off. TJ Vanish slotting into that left wing back position that South have been playing.
Hey! Hey! Wait! What's that?
Great work from Kimadori. Speed to burn
Go on, Bella.
from Bella Wallhead. She's dancing through players. That's the last line of defence coming up. Just all, and a body-to-body collision there off the ball.
She's done her! Yes, she's done her!
From my eyes, it just looked like a collision off ball with two players with no eyes for the other's direction, just colliding in midair. From what did you see there, Coco?
I thought it wasn't too bad, but I think the players screaming made the referee and the sideline coach go off a bit. He's still going off. I think he wants a yellow card off. He must be a bit frustrated with how things are going.
Despite, well, coaches have started having a little bit of a talking to
Yeah,
as
pick a
well.
side and go,
from
Katie. Go on, go on!
assistant referees. Liam Drury making his coach for Keilor Park, making his thoughts very clear over the past couple of minutes.
Hey! Hey!
And well,
What are we doing?
we have only seen the one yellow card for Henderson in this match so far, around the 56-minute mark by my stopwatch. Of course, no fourth official, no scoreboard here.
Take it.
Final play is Pansopoulos. Moving down the line. Delivery in. Eagles. Another player's been.
Next.
And the player's getting stuck in the frost here too.
Wider. Fancy high.
From what we have seen in this match, it does feel like the tides are turning a little bit energy-wise, and it's going to start getting a little bit scrappy, a little bit more heated. Coco, your thoughts?
It is opening up. It's actually exciting out here. Both teams are going for it. The coaches are going for it. The assistant referees are having to get involved a little bit. So some spice starting to happen and open up. Let's see. Hope it leads to some goals.
It's getting colder in temperature, but warmer and warmer on the pitch here at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve. Layden, take the goal kick. Toing and throwing here. Paying close attention to the battles we're seeing all across the pitch, especially.
Forward, Denny.
As Bit of a giggle as Helen Kamal loses her footing almost in the mummy pose on the ground as she slides down. Has to do well to keep out of the way of ensuing players. Even with all the frustration that is building for sides, it's still opportunities to have a little bit of laugh at what's happening on the field of play. Ingles. A flick on from Henderson again. Part and parcel of her work this evening. You see the run from Taranto. She went on a blistering one not too long ago. This time delivery. Amos Yamano. Roach. Taranto out wide. Great strong delivery in. And sit there. Not quite out of
Good run.
trouble yet. A couple goes. Again, we spoke a little bit about the frost, but also we saw in Saturday's game just how muddy it got in the goalmouth. At the time, a little bit of a stumble there from Broadfoot. She does well to recover in the end.
I'm glad I'm not goalkeeping in there. It is very muddy and slippery, but Broadfoot did very well to get a second grab at that and secure the ball.
Smith just going up in the air. The foul called against Roach.
Up! Eddie!
Smith looping delivery. Rollhead using speed. Rollhead again now, looking for a little bit of width. West away. Well, it calls from her own teammates to have a shot. Westland asking for it back. Delivery and headed away by Smith. Huge boot on it from Ingles. Taranto taking her time. Deliver it. Pansopoulos, the intended recipient.
If South Melbourne want to score again, they're going to need to look for another option, maybe get the ball on the ground and move it quicker, because they have, at a minimum, Keilor Park 5 to 6 defenders in the box, so they're going to need to look to play it on the ground, be patient, and find a goal that way.
Cern has a look up at her keeper. Wanted to know Candy was available for support. Tracking the run. behind her.
Teddy, higher! Now!
Hit the 20 or so minute mark here of the second half. Rapidly approaching that halfway point. And of course, this game does demand a result, being a cup fixture. Pensopoulos doing incredibly well to use her body. Still just 17 years of age. Pensopoulos delivering in. And it's a goal-saving clearance in the end. She just put it out by Ingles, or by Smith rather. It was a great delivery in. Henderson now was just trying to push the ball long enough for someone to call upon it.
Ping pong game here. We've gone end to end, shot to shot. Looking good. South Melbourne looking to just settle now, gain some possession, but that chance up the top, that's exactly what they need to do. Get the ball on the ground, hit the wings, and find a goal.
Very really not happy by the attention being given. 2 hands. The foul has been called.
That's her fault as a ref. She let it go and she's fucking missed out.
So bid talking to there from Manjon to McAuliffe. McAuliffe saying, so again, the temp is starting to flare here. No surprise, TJ Vlanich, the player, to be standing in charge of this dead ball situation. Vlanich, lovely curling shot across rather, and again, no one arriving. Had enough weight and air in that ball just to fall favourably for Broadfoot to calmly catch.
If they get their deliveries a little bit flatter, South Melbourne, Vlanich, the wingers, then they're going to have a lot more success. They need to get that ball down though, so so it's out of reach of the goalkeeper. I'd love to see Keilor Park press here. They're just letting the keeper and the centre backs of South Melbourne have it for a bit too long. If they press, they might be able to get a chance, especially coming into the last 20 or so minutes. They're a goal down, so they need to do something different.
Confusion here. There's been lots of chatter here on the sideline. Toronto, Kinadori. It's a difficult delivery again. Vlanich. Now looking to press. Exactly what you were asking for, Coco, just before. Soft delivery in. It's huge from Gallagher. Great delivery back to Cormel. Tries. She's kept on side. Gallagher. Henderson just tries to put a toe in it to just drag it the direction away from CERN. And Henderson, happy with that decision. Thought that she had just left enough off the touch from CERN to allow it to go out for a corner kick. Been few and far between for Keilor Park in this game. Looks like we might be seeing some additional subs here for Keilor Park. Of course, they had their 2 at half time. Looks like will be the introduction of Abby Connolly. Vlanich down the line. Kennedy just allows the ball to come to them. Midori again, posing that threat. Mitchell doing everything she can to push that width. And what started off as a really positive play, again, just there's misconnections, and given the sheer amount of transfers in this window, we're seeing some some subs here. So, with the introduction of Jessica Sheehan and Abby Connolly, as we see Jessica and Sarah Mitchell come off. And what we're anticipating is roughly the 70th minute mark in this match.
I'll leave this for you for your record, yeah?
Go!
Well, she's a defender by my record books as well, so it looks like it's a bit of a change up here. Might be pushing some of those players in the midfield up into attack. I think Gallagher.
That was so obvious.
Pansopoulos tries to find the releasing ball for McAuliffe. West away.
Good, Abby.
Yamano. Smart decision making. Roach. Working barely inside the 18-yard box. And well, Clancy Westaway took a spectacular shot here. Off balance again. He hits the upright. Well, we spoke about how something spectacular to break the deadlock. It could have been something even better to make it 2 for Westaway in this match. Chances in the second half have been significantly fewer than what we saw in the first 45. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of individual brilliance to get a goal in the second half.
It was a great shot by Westaway, but Keilor need to look to press. They're just backing off way too much.
Why? McAuliffe goes long again. This time sailing over. Again, the power's there for South Melbourne, where they can get that finesse.
Keilor have got to go for the ball there and got to go for the player so they can shut her down. It's coming far too fast and easy for South Melbourne now.
Pansopoulos hits Gallagher down. The cut inside. Taranto. Left. Again, well, exactly what you said, Coco. It was quite stagnant at times. There was these back and forth battles at ping pong football we were saying, and then all of a sudden now South Melbourne have wrestled back control. Low delivery, and again the foot just out by Leighton. The bouncing ball up for grabs. Westaway, Lanich, and Power for a deep throw. So again, South happy to be the team with possession, happy to keep the ball moving with any opportunity they can have.
They look so much more comfortable when they have the ball and they can move around Keilor Park. They're dominating, they get shots off, they look so much better with the ball.
South now dictating on their own terms. Roach to Westland. Under the feet of Kimidori. The tug on the shirt, a little too blatant. The referee's liking. This gives Keilor the opportunity to move back into their shape. Kennedy Leighton really telling her players to move back here. That was a heavy.
Amelia, go!
Well, Pantopoulos potentially lucky to get away. Just a strong talking to in that moment. And while Keilor Park tried to play it quickly, nothing's ever been too quick for TJ Vlanich.
Play like a 10 years.
Keilor need to get numbers in the box here and capitalise on their possession in the final third.
Long throw from Power. Headed in. Again, Roach just keeping shoulder to shoulder with Henderson. Pantopoulos just misjudged the bounce of that and the flight of the ball.
Can you take? Thank you. Good, Katie. Up! Players! Good. Mia!
Assistant referee doing well to get out of the way of the ball there. So much speed coming off the boot of Alana Cern. We've seen quite a few long throws from Mia Power in this game. This one bouncing in the box. Come out. Connolly moving back. Kiwadori rising. But some more positive signs in Keilor Park.
They are looking very positive out there, but I think they're just missing a bit of legs. They are looking a bit tired out there, unfortunately for them. But if they can just find something, then they could be on.
We've seen 4 changes already in this match. Roach again. In 2 minds of whether to pull back the shot. Goes so. Sends it into the back of the net. And South double their lead through Emily Roach.
Quality finish by Emily Roach. She kept driving. The defender gave her space, so she took it. And a great finish on her right foot, bottom right corner.
Yeah, she had acres of time and space around her to really try and decide whether she was going to, involve one of her teammates around her. But in the end, the presence of mind, and I think a deserving goal given her performance in this match so far. So South Melbourne now go to the good with roughly 75 minutes played in this match. And of course, extends on that lead that Clancy Westaway built in the 28th minute back in the first half. Almost an hour between goals here. But likely a deserving one for South as well.
South have been dominating this whole game, so I'm sure they'd love even 1 or 2 more to finish out this game.
Mikhailov brought down back on the halfway line.
Come on.
Of course, this is round 5 of the Nike FC Cup. The draw for the quarterfinals will be happening on Monday. Make sure you tune in across the Football Victoria socials. All happening from 6 p.m. on Monday.
Go, Lex, go!
The flag rises for South Melbourne.
Yes, Sonny, yes. Lex.
It's 2-0 down with about 10 minutes to go. Keilor must push now. They've got to get numbers forward and really put the pressure on South Melbourne.
Get in! Ready, go!
Cal again trying to find Tamal. Scored a hat-trick in that 4-1 win against Altona City and back in round 4.
This one, here we are, back in.
Gallagher.
Just go.
Pantopoulos.
Just keep going.
Youthful exuberance and speed on display. Goes for the shot, just so much power behind it. A stunning run from the young player.
What a breakout season she's having. Some great finishes, and she's definitely got the ability to put that top corner. I'm sure one will come tonight.
Leighton has been in charge of the goal kicks for the second half. Taranto. Great intervention there from Henderson. South Australian products, Georgia Henderson. It's previously kind of lost the ball there again, so always a hazard here at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve, considering how many pitches are around. Sometimes do venture out into the other fields or into the car park. Smith. Strong intervention from Power. Connolly muscled off the ball.
Forward, James! Again! Step out! Step out!
Goal scorers playing the ball back and forth between themselves and Westaway and Roach.
After the second goal, South Melbourne are looking much more comfortable, just playing with the ball. Just as I said that, almost a turnover, but Alana Cern came through nice and strong, as she always does.
Go, 1v1.
Hands off
Got
Ross.
to inside.
Askin bombing down that left-hand side. Puts it onto her right. Blocked effectively. Connolly. Gallagher, rather.
Still in.
Blanich.
Bernie, take your second.
This time, out called. Kimadore. We'll see a substitution happening here for South Melbourne.
Right back. Right back.
Alana Byrne and Heidi Dalton coming on for Misha Westland and Grace Taranto. So Byrne, one of those changes that we saw in the game. Of course, Heidi Dalton, another player having an absolute breakout season, was named one of the Football Victoria Rising Star for the month of May. And again, still just 16 years of age, 6 goals in 14 games. So some firepower attack and also some changes in that defence. Alana Byrne, player who went back-to-back winning the Nike FC Cup in 2024 and 2026. And it's not good signs there. So it looks like we'll have a big break and pray there. So distressing scenes here. As we see break and play, I'll add some time on. Coco, we'll talk about other aspects of this game at the moment while we allow the medics to do their work. But Did see those bright sparks, and again, you've spoken about the fact that, you know, South Melbourne have been at most comfortable when they've had the ball at their feet. We've seen a couple opportunities, and changes have been made from Keilor Park, but there hasn't been too many clear-cut their best opportunities off target in this game. What do you think they have to do in the last 10 or so minutes? And it does look like Clancy Westaway, the player who's been on the ground and gets a little bit of a tap from Georgia Henderson, and definitely seems like she was winded in the process at the very least.
We'll be there, drop all those, yeah?
So 40 or so minutes played by my count.
It'll be one of them that come.
So we're going to do a sub. So we'll see goal scorer Clancy Westaway come off. And the introduction of Emily Collier,
Ref, what are we waiting for?
who scored the first goal on the weekend for South Melbourne, and
Abby, not your player, go on.
directly involved. So another change
Sophie,
there.
grab one.
In these last 4 minutes, Keilor need to look to press and get numbers forward. Very simple job they need to do. Try and get a goal in the back of the net through numbers forward. Attack, attack, attack.
We've seen some spectacular comebacks in the Nike FC Cup. Of course, who can forget the 2024 Nike FC Cup final between Heidelberg and Preston. Plenty of players who featured for Preston. Bulleen Lions and Preston. Plenty of players who featured. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get Heidelberg versus what year was that? Anyway, plenty of players who featured Preston featuring for Keilor Park today. We'll scrap that whole section and go back to the game at hand. Collier looking for the long throw. The Channel 2024 Grand Final is the game I'm getting confused with. So 3 minutes of time allegedly added on. Of course, operating here by eavesdropping rather than a fourth official this evening. Well, coming down deep. Try and help and support Collier. Fresh legs on the pitch. Some fancy footwork. Handball. Shots not given. Sophie Mariano also on the pitch too. Number 20. Came on for Keilor Park. Must have been that brief changeover before. Gallagher. Kimagari sent him to the mud. There'll be a reach in the pocket here for Alana Stern. Second player in the book, both 15s from the respective teams. Getting the yellow cards.
Abby, stay. Abby, edge is good. On the edge. A bit more.
Leighton.
Great ball.
Strong delivery in. Tamal Trying to get around the body, couldn't quite do so.
Good serve.
That was Keilor's best chance of the game, although they didn't get something on it. That was a great ball in. Great delivery
Do it.
by Leighton.
Power.
Good, Mia. Let's go. Hurry him up. Get him out.
The corner kick here and the energy just completely shifting with only a couple of minutes remaining in this match. Kimidori to
Danny,
take
go.
the corner kick.
And you go to the keeper.
Plenty of players
Good,
going
both
up
of you.
for Keilor Park. Runa Commodore. Great header in, just over the bar from Amelia Ingles.
Good, Runa. Turn to face out. Let's go. Stay high. Stay high. Bit tighter now, Annie. It's a long one. Good.
Anderson,
Again. Good, Runa.
Commodore.
Good, Mia. Force back. Good, Runa. Yes, good. Come in, Mia. Go,
Collier
go.
spotted the run of Roach. Great touch to bring the ball down. Roach.
Good.
Keilor Park. Good from a burn. Again, the freshness of some of these South Melbourne substitutes really just proving a little bit of difference here in the latter stages of this game.
Good. Let's go.
One thing Keilor will be happy with tonight is their effort. They can't be faulted on that, and players like Henderson have done extremely well. She's been involved in everything, lots of challenges. It got a bit dirty there for a while, but they've come through in the end, and their effort cannot be faulted.
Absolutely not. Been a great pick-up for Keilor Park since she made that move across from Preston. Reuniting, of course, with former Preston coach Dan Foden, who's the director of women's football here at Keilor Park this season. So a minute left on the clock, according to our assistant referee. Roach shrugging off any challenges coming her way. Back and forth. From players still going. Collier, long loopy ball. Leighton. Angelique Mangione will blow the final whistle here, and South Melbourne will progress to the quarterfinals of the 2026 Nike FC Cup. Goals in the 28th minute from Clancy Westaway, and in the 75th by Emily Roach proved to be the difference. Keilor Park had opportunities throughout the match, but just couldn't find a route to goal. Coco, your final thoughts after the end of a chilly yet spicy 90 minutes of action?
I don't think the score quite reflected the game. It was really good from Keilor. They definitely gave South Melbourne a good fight. South Melbourne were too good in the end. They would have loved a few more goals, but a very dominant performance by them.
A dominant performance indeed. They'll continue on, of course, the draw for quarterfinals of the Nike FC Cup happening on Monday. Check out the Football Victoria YouTube page, website, everything for more details. 6 p.m. Monday. Thank you for joining us here on the broadcast. We'll see you next time for even more football.
I've never not sweated in a game. What? Until now. Wait, you fucking work hard enough. You had 10 minutes, yeah?
Let's grab everything.
Ready? Hey, well done. I know that was. Well done.
Physio, do you mind just stacking in the goals in the benches? Hey, do you mind just stacking the goals in the benches? No, sorry, not the goals, the seats. Yeah, just check it. Because if we leave it out, people will grab